My name's Sim Payton, and for me, I guess my story can be traced back to when I was a child growing up. I was very much one for fairness, and you could say I was the kind of fairness police in my family. And so whenever my brother or sister seemed to get a better deal than me, I was immediately to my parents saying, well, how can this be? Why? This is not fair. And I'm raising my complaint. I suppose as I grew up, I quickly learned that life isn't fair. But I also had a real interest in learning about the world, about different countries, about history, about the way people live their lives. And as I grew up, the very idealistic view that I had of the world really did change. And whilst there is a lot of good in the world, I quickly learned that there's an awful lot of unfairness, an awful lot of pain, of suffering, of brokenness of relationships on an individual level, on a global level. And so that really led me to look for answers, and it was really just a question that I kept going back to, like there must be more to life than this, on a kind of global scale, but also for me individually, that what am I here on this earth to do? Do I just live and I die and there's nothing else, that's it? Or is there something more? And so that led me on a journey ultimately to really reading the Bible and seeing what Christianity had to say. And so for me, in reading the Bible, it really felt like it had many answers to the questions I was asking, and seemed like the missing puzzle piece or the missing variable that made the mathematical proof of life make sense. And most of all, in reading the Bible, I discovered the person of Jesus that I believe was the Son of God and ultimately lived and died for my sins. And so that led me to accepting Christ into my life. And since then, it's been a wonderful journey. It's had its challenges, but I think the main things that it's kind of given me is a tremendous peace of knowing that there's nothing I can do to earn my own salvation, that I'm loved by God, regardless of how many times I mess up. But it's also given me an immense hope that the suffering, the pain, the unfairness of this world will someday come to an end. And the Bible talks about a new heaven and a new earth, free of all of these things. And so that really, to me, is hugely motivating. I think it's still important to look after the earth that we have and to make the most of the life that we have here on earth, but that someday there will be there will be justice, there will be an end of suffering, there will be peace. Ultimately, that led me to getting baptized and committing my life to Jesus. I just remember on the day that I got baptized, I just had such a sense that I was a child of God and nothing could ever take that away. And so that's been a really encouraging thing since then, that I know my identity is in Christ and that I will always be a child of God, loved by Him, so much more than I could ever imagine.